7.7 Operate Detection and Preventive Measures. Very key task here, and we've got a number of subtasks. So let's go over some of these definitions. And remember, it's not just about isolated terms and definitions. It's a holistic and interconnected system. And again, if we touch on something that you'd like to explore just a little bit further, use our AI prompt at the end. Wouldn't it have been cool if task 7.7 had 7 subtasks? Well, it does, plus 1. There are 8 subtasks, which includes 1. Firewalls, for example, next-gen, web application, and network. We'll explore how firewalls, from traditional to next-gen, protect networks by filtering traffic and applying security policies. 2. Intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems. We'll look at how IDS and IPS work to detect and block malicious activities in real time. 3. Whitelisting and blacklisting. These techniques control what is allowed and denied on a network, providing another layer of protection by managing which applications, IP addresses, or domains can access systems. 4. Third-party provided security services. This subtask focuses on managing external security providers, from conducting risk assessments to ensuring compliance and performance. 5. Sandboxing. We'll discuss how sandboxing is used to safely analyze potentially malicious files or code in isolated environments. 6. Honeypots/honeynets. Honeypots serve as decoy systems designed to attract attackers and gather valuable threat intelligence without putting critical systems at risk. Anti-malware. This task or subtask covers how anti-malware tools detect and neutralize malware threats, ensuring system integrity. And 8. Machine learning and artificial intelligence-based tools. Lastly, we'll touch on the growing role of AI and machine learning in automating threat detection and enhancing overall security, like the source systems we discussed earlier. Each of these subtasks plays a role in the bigger picture of network and system defense. As you go through these slides, remember that security is not about memorizing isolated concepts. It's about understanding how they all work together to create a cohesive, holistic security system. And again, if I don't go deep enough, use our prompt at the end. 7.7.1 Firewalls. These are foundational to network security. Now, we have a number of different types. The most advanced are next-gen firewalls. So they combine traditional packet filtering with advanced features, deep packet inspection, mostly application awareness, as well as user involved. So it looks at your X.500 directory information as well. Now, web application firewalls are designed to protect web applications, web servers, by filtering and monitoring the HTTP traffic. This is crucial for blocking attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, buffer overflows, and other invalid input attacks. Another key concept is network segmentation with firewalls, where firewalls are used to divide a network into isolated segments, reducing the attack surface and limiting an attacker's ability to move laterally if they gain access to one segment. Regular firewall policy reviews and updates are critical as well. These ensure that firewall rules adapt to changing business needs and evolving threats. Firewall policies should be reviewed frequently to remain effective. Lastly, monitoring and logging is essential. Firewalls should be configured to log all traffic and potential threats so that security teams can analyze these logs for suspicious activities. Monitoring ensures that we can detect and respond to threats in near real time. Each type of firewall, from our Gen 1 packet filtering, stateful inspection, up to next-gen firewalls and web application firewalls, work in tandem with other security detection and prevention measures. They are an essential part of the overall security posture, and you will be tested on the exam. 7.7.2 Intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems, which play a crucial role in real-time threat detection and prevention. You'll need to solidly understand these systems for the exam. IDS and IPS are designed to monitor traffic for suspicious activity. The key difference is that IDS detects and alerts, while IPS goes a step further by actively blocking or preventing the detected threats. These complement each other and ensuring potential threats are not just identified, but mitigated. There are two primary detection methods you need to know for the exam. Signature-based detection looks for well-known patterns. This method is very efficient in detecting familiar threats, but it's going to miss new or emerging ones. Anomaly-based detection, on the other hand, identifies unusual behaviors that deviate from the norm. This allows you to detect novel or unknown threats. It is particularly useful for 0 days. It's crucial that IDS and IPS systems are regularly updated. Updating the signatures and tuning detection rules help to minimize false positives as well as false negatives and ensures that the system is effective against the latest threats. For example, an IPS that isn't updated could miss a critical new vulnerability. Integration is also key. The IDS-IPS should be integrated with security information and event management systems to enhance your ability to correlate events and respond to events quickly. This holistic view of the network allows for more informed decision making. 7.7.3 Whitelisting and blacklisting. These are access control mechanisms that manage what can and cannot run within an environment. First, application whitelisting allows only pre-approved trusted applications to execute a system. This approach significantly reduces the risk of malware and unauthorized software by only permitting known validated applications. Whitelisting can be particularly effective in environments where maintaining strict control over software is necessary. Next, we have IP and domain blacklisting. These methods block access to known malicious IP addresses, domains, and URLs, preventing systems from connecting to harmful or untrusted sources. Blacklisting can quickly stop known threats, but it requires frequent updates to keep up with emerging threats. A key point for both whitelisting and blacklisting is dynamic list management. These lists need to be continuously updated based on the latest threat intelligence. Static lists quickly become outdated, so having a process to regularly refresh them is essential to maintaining security. We also have contextual whitelisting and blacklisting, which applies to access controls based on specific factors like user roles, geographic locations, or business functions. This allows for more fine-tuned access, ensuring legitimate activities are not disrupted while malicious activities are blocked. Understanding the balance between whitelisting and blacklisting is important for the exam, and while they may seem like simple tools, these components of a broader security strategy can be very challenging. But they do work together with other defenses like firewalls, IDS, IPS to ensure only authorized traffic and applications are allowed while threats are kept out. 7.7.4 Third-party provided security services. This subtask focuses on the importance of managing external security providers. Many organizations rely on third-party services for various aspects of their security infrastructure, but doing so comes with unique risks and responsibilities which you need to be aware of for the exam. First, we have vendor risk assessment. Before engaging with any third-party security provider, it's critical to assess their ability to meet your organization's security standards and compliance requirements. This means evaluating their reputation, reviewing their security controls, and ensuring that they align with your organization's needs and regulatory obligations. Next, service level agreements and performance monitoring. These are essential tools in managing third-party relationships. Service level agreements should clearly define the provider's security obligations, including specific performance metrics. Regularly monitoring their performance ensures that they meet those expectations and allows you to address any issues before they become serious. It's also important to consider integration with internal security operations. Third-party services should integrate seamlessly with your existing security infrastructure. This allows for consistent monitoring and incident response and ensures external providers don't create blind spots in your security posture. And lastly, regular audits and compliance checks are necessary to ensure third-party providers are adhering to industry standards and the terms of your contract. These checks help to identify any gaps or deficiencies in the services and enable you to take corrective action. Third-party services can enhance an organization's security capabilities, but they must be managed carefully to avoid introducing new risks. 7.7.5 Sandboxing. In this context, it's a security practice used to isolate and analyze potentially harmful software. Sandboxing creates an isolated execution environment where untrusted or suspicious code can run without affecting the broader system. This is particularly useful when dealing with unknown files, applications, or code. By confining execution to a sandbox, we can safely observe the behavior of potentially malicious software without risking damage to the rest of the network or system. A key feature of sandboxing is dynamic threat analysis. Sandboxes are designed to monitor the behavior of files in real time. This includes watching for actions such as unauthorized network connections, file modifications, or attempts to escalate privileges. By analyzing how the code behaves in an isolation, security teams can determine if it's malicious. Integration with endpoint security is another critical component. Sandbox solutions can be integrated with endpoint security systems to automatically analyze files before they can execute on user devices. This ensures that malware is detected and stopped before it can spread throughout the network. And finally, automated malware detection and response is a powerful feature of sandboxing. When suspicious files are detected, they can be automatically redirected to the sandbox for analysis. Based on the results, appropriate actions can be taken, such as quarantining or blocking the file without needing human intervention. Sandboxing is a key part of a layered defense. 7.7.6 Honeypots and honeynets. Now, these are specialized tools that can be useful for certain organizations, but it's important to note not all environments require them. For the exam, you do need to understand when and why you would deploy these tools, and they should only be used if they align with the organization's security strategy. A honeypot is a decoy system deliberately set up to attract attackers. Its primary function is to serve as a trap, diverting attackers from real assets while allowing you to observe their behavior. However, not organizations need this level of deception. Honeypots are typically used in environments where proactive threat intelligence gathering is necessary. Honey nets, which consist of multiple decoy systems, simulate entire network infrastructures. Like honeypots, they're designed to engage attackers, but at a larger scale. This can be helpful for research or advanced security operations, but again, only if it fits the organization's specific security needs. The primary benefit of honeypots and honeynets is to gather threat intelligence. By monitoring attackers' activities, you can identify vulnerabilities and improve your defense posture. However, setting up and maintaining a honeypot or honeynet requires careful planning and may not be necessary for every organization. Honeypots can also delay and divert attackers, giving your security team more time to detect and respond to threats. But it's essential to weigh the benefits against the resources required to implement them. And finally, if honeypots are used, they should be integrated into your incident response framework. This ensures that when attackers interact with the decoy, the security team is immediately alerted and can act quickly. 7.7.7 Anti-malware, even though Larry keeps saying a slot machine. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's a core component of protecting systems against malicious software. Anti-malware solutions are designed to detect, prevent, and remove malicious software, such as viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, spyware. These tools use several techniques to neutralize malware, including signature-based detection, which relies on known patterns or signatures of malware. While it's effective at detecting familiar threats, it's going to miss the newer evolving malware. Heuristic and behavior analysis. These techniques go beyond signatures by analyzing the behavior of the programs to identify suspicious activities. This is particularly useful for detecting 0 days or new malware, which is often encrypted anyway. You're not running signature detection against any modern stuff. Regularly automated scanning and updates are critical to ensuring that anti-malware tools remain effective. As new threats emerge, the software needs to be updated with the latest threat definitions and patches. Without regular updates, anti-malware tools can quickly become outdated and ineffective. An important feature to look for is the quarantine and remediation capabilities. When malware is detected, software should be able to isolate the infected files safely, removing them or preventing them from spreading across the network. Once quarantined, the malware can either be removed or the infected files possibly repaired, minimizing the impact on the system. Although anti-malware solutions are essential, they should not be your only line of defense. The best way to work is to have it as part of a multi-layered security approach, complementing other controls like firewalls, IDS, IPS, endpoint security, extended XDR. For the exam, make sure you're familiar with how anti-malware tools work in conjunction with other security measures like endpoint detection and response. Anti-malware is a key piece of the puzzle, but it must be supported by a comprehensive program. 7.7.8 Machine Learning and Artificial Intelligence-based tools. Should be no problem for my AI whisperers at this point. These tools are becoming increasingly important in modern security practices. For the exam, you'll need to understand how AI and machine learning are used to enhance detection, response, and prevention mechanisms. AI-based tools can process vast amounts of data in real time, enabling more efficient threat detection and response. These tools are often integrated into security orchestration, automation, and response, our SOAR platforms, automating incident response workflows. This reduces the time needed to identify, analyze, and respond to security incidents. Another powerful application is extended detection and response, XDR, which often overlaps with a lot of the SOAR tools. This leverages AI to analyze data across multiple layers of security, providing a holistic view of the network. This allows for better correlation of events and improved detection of sophisticated threats that might slip through traditional defenses. Adaptive threat detection, one of the most valuable aspects of machine learning. Unlike static systems, machine learning algorithms continuously learn and adapt to new threat patterns. This enables them to detect novel threats that signature-based systems will miss, such as zero-day exploits. AI is also highly effective in automating threat hunting, where it proactively searches for hidden risks by analyzing large data sets. This eliminates the need for manual investigation and helps uncover threats that might not be detected by traditional measures. Well, maybe eliminates. And lastly, user and entity behavior analysis or analytics. It uses AI to monitor and analyze the behavior of users, entities, and devices within the network. Any deviation from normal behavior are flagged as potential insider threats or compromised accounts, adding another layer of security. Now, although AI machine learning tools are incredibly powerful, as we may have noticed through our work here, they sometimes hallucinate, right? So that's why they have to be integrated with all of our technologies, and humans still got to stay there and confirm, right? All right. Let's move on. Alright, let's summarize Task 7.7. We briefly went over some key concepts like firewalls that remain crucial defense mechanisms. Today we have next-gen firewalls and web application firewalls that add layers of protection far beyond simple IP traffic filtering. IDS/IPS, intrusion detection and prevention systems that work in real time to identify and mitigate threats before they cause damage, integrating with SIEMs for a broader security view. Whitelisting and blacklisting. These access control methods ensure that only trusted entities are allowed while known malicious entities are blocked. Dynamic management is key to staying ahead of these threats. Third-party security services. Working with external providers requires careful risk assessment, performance monitoring, and integration with internal operations to avoid gaps in security. Sandboxing. This allows suspicious files or applications to be tested in isolation, preventing potential threats from affecting broader system access. Honeypots and honeynets. These decoy systems help gather valuable threat intelligence and delay attackers, though they should be only used when based on the organization's needs. Anti-malware, a cornerstone of endpoint protection. Anti-malware solutions provide real-time detection and response to a wider range of malware threats. And AI and machine learning tools that enhance detection and response capabilities, allowing for automated threat hunting, behavior analysis, and adaptive defenses against evolving threats. Each of these components, when working together, will help us form a robust, multi-layered defense strategy. It's important to see how security is a holistic system, with each tool reinforcing the others. So let's test our knowledge with the following. Alright, so let's generate some exams that target some of that stuff. Again, I would also pay attention to our firewall types, especially next-gen firewalls, and take a look at some of the SOAR systems versus SIM. Might be very, very useful in your exam. All right, I'll see you in 7-8.